Welcome to Alchemy of Detox. Your blissful body begins here. I am Mariluccie, and I am so grateful to have you here with me. Detox your way to vibrant living as we embark on a spiritual and scientific journey to rebirth and renewal. This podcast is more than just about cleansing, it is about transformation. It is about unlocking the incredible power of your body to heal, regenerate, and thrive. Together, we'll uncover the ancient wisdom and modern breakthroughs that make true healing possible. So if you are ready to break free from toxins, elevate your energy, and reclaim your health, you are in the right place. Let's begin. Hello, my beautiful soul, my beautiful friend. Welcome to this new episode of Alchemy of Detox. This is episode 19. I am Mariluccie, if you haven't met me before, and today we're entering into a deeper stage of the Jauer journey into the healing of this phase. This episode is a very, very powerful one. It is about navigating darkness. Not just the kind outside of us, but the kind we carry within, meaning fear, confusion, procrastination, anxiety. We will explore how the Jauer, this shamanic archetype, teaches us how to see in the dark and how we too can find mental clarity even in the most uncertain times. Let's begin with a truth we don't hear enough. Reality isn't what we see, it is what we feel. We live in a world where optical illusions tricks our eyes, algorithms feed us curated images, and truth often comes in hundreds of conflicting versions. We were taught to trust only what we can see. But what if the deeper truth is actually found in what we feel, what we sense, what our intuition whispers? Modern communication never turns off. We are constantly bombarded with opinions, headlines, noise, and opinions disguised as facts. But here's the thing. With all that external input, it becomes harder and more harder to hear our own voice, that inner truth, the one that guides our internal compass, is easily drowned out when we are always looking outside for answers. And this is the moment we have to turn inward, to pause the scrolling, the talking, the reacting, and simply listen. Your inner wisdom has been there all along. And when you quiet the noise, it speaks louder than any feed, any trend, or any expert ever could. This is Jauer medicine. The Jauer sees in the dark. She doesn't need external light to move forward. She walks in stillness, guided by instinct from your gut, from the gut, guided by that inner intuition. She senses what's true, even when nothing on the surface makes sense. And perhaps what's most inspiring about this creature is that in the wild, she knows no enemies. She doesn't hunt for sport or domination. She hunts only when needed, in harmony with her environment. There is a nobility and peace in her power, a reminder that when we are rooted in trust, we don't need to chase. We simply move with presence and purpose. Now more than ever, we're being called to embody that energy because let's face it, today's modern brain is overstimulated, overworked, and overwhelmed. We are inundated with news, noise, marketing, social media, and constant dopamine hits. The result? Oh my God. More confusion, more anxiety, fear, depression. And when those pile up, we do what many of us do. We freeze, we procrastinate, we go numb. It is not your fault. Let me explain why. Today, the average brain is functioning in biochemical storm. It is oversaturated with sugar, flooded with cortisol, starved of micronutrients, and under-rested. Yes, and when your brain is running on stress chemicals, it gets locked in survival mode, the fight or flight, if you have heard that term. That means it is constantly scanning for danger. It is reactive instead of creative. And it doesn't want to change. It wants safety. That is why so many of us struggle to take action, even on the things we deeply care about. The fear isn't just emotional, it's biochemical. The fog, the indecision, the paralyzing doubt, it all makes sense when you understand that your brain is just trying to survive. But here's the good news, my friend. Your brain can be rebalanced, can be rewired, as I shared in the last episode. And then your spirit already knows the way. It is your higher consciousness. This is where detox, especially mental and also physical, becomes very, very essential. When we clean the body, you begin to quiet the noise. When you nourish your gut, reduce inflammation, and step away from toxic inputs, your brain can finally breathe and rest. And when you couple that with practices like breath work, meditation, grounding, and emotional release, you begin to shift that inner terrain. The darkness doesn't disappear, but it stops feeling so threatening, because what really shifts is not the external situation, it is your perception. When you detox your body, when you calm your nervous system, when you pause to reconnect with your truth, your inner world changes, your landscape changes. And suddenly, what once felt a monster in the shadows becomes something you can sit down with and understand and even transform. The fear may still be present, but it no longer paralyzes you. You begin to see it for what it is, just a signal, not a stop sign. It's just a sensation in your body. It is a doorway, not a dead end. And in that shift, you find your power. And this is the gift of the Jauer, of this beautiful archetype. She teaches us that fear isn't something to run from, it is something to move through. That when we feel overwhelmed, the answer isn't always to push harder. Sometimes it is just to pause and to listen, to reclaim your clarity by turning inward instead of outward. In my own life, I have had to face many of these internal shadows. I used to think if I could see the next step clearly, I had to wait, that I needed certainty before I could act. But the Jaguar taught me something very different. Clarity comes after courage, not before. The moment I stopped needing to control every outcome and instead followed my inner compass, even when it felt scary, that's when I realized my healing started. That's when I stepped out of fear and into freedom. And how do we begin navigating the darkness with the Jaguar's eyes, you may ask? Start by recognizing these signs in your inner compass. The inner fog, procrastination, emotional reactivity, indecision, fear of change, numbness or apathy. And meet those not with shame, but with compassion. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What feels uncertain? Where am I still trying to control what cannot be controlled? Then bring in support. First, nutrients. Nourish your body first. Be yourself first, especially minerals like magnesium, omega-3, B complex, B vitamins, your nervous system regulation. Use conscious breathing, maybe cold water therapy or gentle movement. Also, energy clearings like journaling, sound healing is powerful, or intuitive guidance meditations. Go to nature, go outside, walk barefoot, put your hands on the earth, and most of all, don't rush clarity. Sometimes we have to sit still in the dark for a moment to realize we are the light, and choosing to pause, to nourish, to listen to your inner voice. That is an act of self love. It is an act of self respect. You are showing up for yourself, that your clarity is worth waiting for, that your peace is sacred, and that your energy is not meant to be wasted in chaos. By doing all this and starting to with curiosity into these practices, caring for your nervous system, calming the mind, aligning with truth, you are honoring your spirit in the most beautiful way. You have the power to rewrite the fear response in your body. You have the ability to step out of survival mode and into trust. But you can't do it in a stressed out body or inflamed mind. That is why the work we are doing, detoxing the body, healing the gut, realigning the mind, it matters so much. It matters incredibly. Because when you see with the Jauer's eyes, fear loses its grip. You no longer react. You start to respond. You no longer freeze up. You move forward with grace, slowly and purposefully. And that's what I want for you, my friend. Not a life without darkness, but a life where you walk through it with your power. Okay, next week, we will talk about the hero's journey through detox and how every breakdown leads to a breakthrough. So until then, my beautiful friends, stay conscious, stay vibrant, and remember again and again, I cannot stress to tell you even more. You were designed to thrive. Let's keep making space for that transformation together. Till next time, bye.